Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Islands of Insight. So, where am I? Yep. We wasted a lot of time in the last episode, I guess, running around an enclave, trying to get the little diamond in the corner as far as getting 100% on the enclave, which, yeah, isn't really worth it. I could do the same thing here, where I think I am missing exactly one puzzle in Limber Cascades. But really what I'm trying to do is just find the all-seeing monument, monolith components. And in general, just kind of familiarize myself. I could teleport myself all the way back to Vaulted Heights, even from this spot. So there is, I guess, a level of usefulness of that teleport ability. I wonder if this isn't the case, specifically where the all-seeing monolith here is not pointing to things because I'm at the wrong height. Is that a possibility? Let's try that again, I guess. See, there we have a matchbox that, looking from this angle, you would see it pretty easily. Looking from any other angle, you would miss it completely. Are the matchboxes always there? Would be the question. I don't think they are. See, I just don't know what triggers the all-seeing monolith. And it may be because we're in the 5th area that nothing triggers the all-seeing monolith to point in certain areas. Or it may be a case where you actually have to find a couple yourself first. Or it may be you need to hit even the lore. Eyes on the cusp of blinking, lips on the verge of speech, yet locked in stone. From here, I can see further than I have ever have before in my face. I face my most challenging path ahead. May I find my way to the correct decision before the gathering of minds. So is this literally the highest point on the mainlands, or the highest point overall? One thing I need to do is I need to just mark the all-seeing monoliths in the other locations. We put a mark there. If we put a mark there. If we put our mark there and put our mark there, that's makes it more likely that we should be somewhere around here to see all of the all-seeing monoliths, not where I am, which is way back here. Okay. See, so dragging the other all-seeing monoliths to that all-seeing monolith did not trigger anything. And we've got all kinds of crystals Crystal mazes here, crystal maze there. Lots and lots of puzzles everywhere. I guess at a certain level, move maybe to maintain height and hop our way downward. Being so far away is probably a bad plan as far as trying to find all-seeing monolith fragments. It could be that there actually is only one all-seeing monolith fragment in the whole world. That was it's just hidden really well. Or less believable would be that you can't actually unlock the all-seeing monolith fragments until later. That would make less sense. Matchbox that matches that. There's one logic puzzle. This is not, I think, the temple we're looking for one of the mysteries. I don't think it is, at least. It's kind of weird how this whole temple is just stairs that leads up to the next temple. Definitely feels like there should be a lot more building there. Hidden cubes somewhere nearby. Is it worth looking for? There's just like a certain level of all of this that should have been handled differently, in my opinion. In particular, the fact that, see, that's never gonna work. It could work. See, if you go all the way down like that, that won't work. You have to go down to this spot, then work your way around like that. Okay. A lot of these trees give a flickering visual element to them that makes it look like there's maybe a hidden box there. Okay, that's another location. And I guess I just haven't really been around these areas, so lots of waterfalls. I would love nothing more than to accidentally solve one mystery. I doubt that if I got into the first area, though, there would be any mysteries inside that enclave. So I'm pretty sure all the mysteries are in the overworld sections. I don't think any of the all-seeing monolith fragments are not in the overworld section. Does this actually help me? I don't know if it really does to open up these cubes. This one just curves all the way around. And that's an interesting question certainly to ask, as far as just, will that orb stay connected forever, or will it time out? Yeah. I bet it just stays there forever. Nope, it does time out. Interesting. So that means there is at least a time limitation if there was going to be any shenanigans with activating those puzzles, although it's highly unlikely that there are any shenanigans with activating those puzzles, because if there were, you would not be able to reactivate them after you'd solved those kinds of puzzles. Another level up. Which they're basically pointless at this point, leveling up. It's basically pointless to do any of that. I guess it was always pointless, come to think of it. Yeah. Actually solving puzzles to level up, not really necessary. Yeah, I don't think there was any limitation on what level you could do to get a to do an enclave or enter an enclave. There was no level requirement at all. Would a monolith fragment possibly be in the water? I don't think so. This area has cleared out quite a bit from what it has been in the past. That being said, I do fully expect that it would just refill after a certain amount of time. There's even a little icon in the upper right corner when you have the chroma vision as an effect. I didn't realize that was there. Kind of doesn't matter. See, that wants me to fly all around in these areas, and maybe this is where all of the all-seeing monolith elements are. Maybe it's just way lower. I'm kind of running out of places to look. Now that doesn't refill your chroma though when you get a match. So you have to make at least 2 in a row. To get the second combo. Potential rewards. It is possible that I just haven't solved enough puzzles in this area to activate the all-seeing monolith. I find it hard to believe. This was like one of the music ones, which I haven't tried to solve any of the more music puzzles. Kind of had forgotten how awful they really were. Yep, and that used all of my foresights and just really is a great example of how these music puzzles went off the rails as far as I'm concerned. With my lack of any musical talent, I just cannot hear those multiple notes playing at the same time. My instincts would be to go higher, not lower. There are quite a few sections here that if you were just stuck on the ground, it would make a lot of sense that there would just be a first act of the game. And in a funny way, this is kind of what I would have wanted to happen faster in like Breath of the Wild, is that you would have been fairly limited to the ground, which you are in Breath of the Wild at the beginning, but then pretty quickly you would have broken out of that and been able to climb infinitely. You never get really to the point where you can climb infinitely in Breath of the Wild. By the end, you would expect you could just rocket yourself up and jump. There's a lot of space here. I guess a lot of it is in buildings. Might be part of the monolith fragment issue. You hear a hidden cube. You see a bridge. We've seen bridge mentioned a few times. Where is this hidden block? And that is too hidden. This kind of split temple. Hiding fragments of monolith. Where is it, the all-seeing monolith anyways? It's over here. So there's like minimal places, even if it was pointing in a certain direction. Maybe I need to go back and click on it. That's what starts it. Even up here, there really aren't a lot of places where a fragment of monolith could be. And I suppose if I can't make any progress here, I'm going to have to just start using walkthrough guide. think I'm probably just gonna have to start cheating to solve the mysteries. That way we at least have something content-wise to look at. Walking right next to it, clicking on it, doesn't seem like it does anything. And there's just a massive amount of square footage. You just have to go up and down every angle, looking for a little box to click on, which I don't think they're really designed that way. Well, this face blocks a significant amount of that direction, if that was what we were going for. Feels like something over there would make a lot of sense. Most of everything. Right, so that one says already found. Okay. Let's take that information and use that. Then. That says already found. Let's get closer to it and make sure that that is a fragment of the monolith. That'll tell me several bits of information if that is a fragment of the monolith. It is. Already found. That tells me a lot. That means relatively close. The last fragment is. Basically, it either is on the ground in a circle section, or it's on the island with it. Could be really low on the edges of the island, so we should, suppose, maybe work our way slowly backwards. By which I mean slowly down the mountain, not slowly backwards on this. Yeah. So much for getting that shy ore. Okay, the only thing I would say is if it's gotta hit the pulsing monolith, we start going too far downward in this direction, the mountain itself would block my view. Okay. That is weird. Because inherently this is telling me that you have to get the monolith fragments in specific orders. Which, okay. That tells me something, I guess. The game is crueler than it really needs to be. That's really what it's telling me. But now that it is pointing me into certain spots, we're finding new content. And on this, I will get to the lore givers. I'm not gonna try and solve puzzles. They're gonna take long. Why is this Among Us is always laughing? We'll solve that one because that's easy. This is like right on the edge, though, of the previous area, so unless they did want me to connect the all-seeing monolith, which I don't think so. So we just found the cube. There's two things. Okay, monolith fragment. Be a cube. I'm thinking probably not here where I'm standing. Maybe on this island, but probably not. Now all the angle was pointing down in this general direction. There we go. And that puts us in a pretty good position where there's only two more. One pointing in this direction, one pointing in that direction, meaning none of them have anything to do with those sections over there, which that is going to make that a lot easier. Once you generally have an idea of where you're supposed to look, this gets stupid easy. Might be a little tricky because I think this is more hidden. in the trees. And so with that final all-seeing monolith done, we now have all of the hints. So, before I cheat to figure out what all the hints are, just fast travel over here. This also proves we did not need to do all the enclaves or seemingly any point or part of the enclaves to get the all-seeing monolith. I am ignoring potential lore that could be all throughout the 5 areas. So the extra hint we have: submerged in the oceans of space. So anytime you're in the air, they describe that as like oceans and streams. This place has different gravity. A gentle wind will cushion your fall and step you onto an ancient stone ceiling. Within the puzzle, add 1 to each area. I can pretty well tell you where that is. So I think we can try and do that one. An autumn tree dwells out of place within the serene landscape. Though at first it seems a solitary oddity, the right perspective will reveal that it is a small part of something greater and still finds kinship in its former home. Okay. Here a great waterfall splits cliffs and temple-like. Among the churning waters below, a current swirls with ancient waters. Underwater areas have a different view and view a different area. Right. So we've got a few things we can do. Let's fly to this spot first and see if we can do this mystery, because we're not too far from it. Move is to find a spot where we can now click on all the all-seeing monoliths now that they've all been done. You could not have done this mystery without having done all of the all-seeing monoliths. Need to be in a relatively central location. Could have sworn I just solved the puzzle in that area. You can see that one, and so that's going to be part of the challenge. Let's make sure we can see the one behind us. But then the second part of the challenge is going to be seeing all of the all-seeing monoliths, which includes this one way over here. At this point, I can't see that one. I can barely see that one. So is there perhaps a higher spot to make sense? Come on. We're going down. this will get me back up. You can see that one. We can see that one. We can see that one. So then the last two question marks would be, can we get high far enough to see that one? No. Well, we found another mystery by just random chance. And it was one of the central ones, which I don't know if the central ones mattered or not. So was that the tree one that we just solved? Like, let's go here and see which one we just solved. An autumn tree dwells out of place in a serene landscape, though at first it seems a solitary oddity. The right perspective will reveal that it's a small part of something greater, and still finds kinship in its former home. Yeah, so it was this tree was what we were supposed to find. And then we were supposed to find a specific angle with that tree, which, yeah, I don't imagine a lot of success with that. Right, so this is fairly high up. This is fairly high up. This one is very high up. That even the thing I'm looking at, yeah. So my instincts are we've got to go lower. We may have to go very low using the all-seeing monolith from the 5th area as our marker. Right? Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. No, I am not willing to fly around here looking for anything. In fact, I'm not even willing to fly back. Let's teleport to this pearl. I can see that one from that spot. I can see that one from that spot. I can barely click on that one. I can see that one. Which one is the all-seeing monolith? Alright, I can see that one too. So if we did that, and then that, let's read what it says as far as that trick. When the golden glow envelops the all-seeing monolith, a new perspective emerges. Just as all fragments of the all-seeing monolith can be seen from its apex, you can all so too can all seeing monoliths be seen from the right vantage. If you search a place, you can make the... If you find such a place, you can make a connection. Make the connection. If you can find such a place. So it seems to me like it has to be a very specific spot. But if it's a very specific spot, is it perhaps the top of the golden peak here? That's about the only thing I can think of. Yeah, and we're gonna just have to start cheating. Although, do we? Actually, we may not have to get into the final area. Or the second to final area. Or really maybe the fourth or fifth final area. Okay. So it's not the Golden Tower. And it's not my warp position. I mean, I guess it could just be anywhere. There's far too many locations where all of them might work. Okay. Let's go ahead and fast travel here and do this other one then. Pearl is glowing. Is weirdly glowing. Gold. There. I'm not sure why or how you would work with that. Anyways. Is this the right direction? Still struggling. Hours and hours into this game, I'm still struggling to handle the WASD controls. Yeah. It's a real waste of time. And I suppose this would be a game that would be ideal for something like the Steam Deck. It's giving you way too many puzzles. And maybe with the Steam input system that the Steam Deck uses and Steam input layouts, you could get WASD to map to better controls. Of course, I guess I'm still stuck in the past because my suggestion has been, up until this point, to use Joy 2 key instead, which is just a Windows application. Now notice you can't break out of this, so you just are going to get flung. Okay, so looking at the pictures, it's not this. Submerged in the ocean of space, this place has a different gravity, a gentle wind cushions your fall, and you step onto an ancient stone ceiling within the puzzle. Add one to each area. Yeah. I wish the picture was bigger. Seems like it was bigger when you first got the hint. So we're looking for 3 pillars. Upside down. Which it could be this one, but it isn't. It's not that one. It's not this one. There are still 2 puzzles in this whole area I never did find. And I suspect they are hidden arches somehow. So it's either the upside down version of those puzzles, or the upside down version of this puzzle. I think it's this one. Add 1 to each area. Well, it'd be nice to have the solution available to you from how I solved it before. Well, if I make that shape, that's gonna cause problems. And we're connecting old dark cells, aren't we? probably should just use foresight. The real hope here, I guess, also is that this would it's still not gonna work. I can't make that shape. I can't make that shape though. I have no idea how that would work. Oh man. This is going to take a while, I think. Was this the one that kind of curved around? I think it kind of did. Into a fairly difficult... Yeah. I think it curved around into a really difficult whole pattern here. very best here to figure out how to do this without wasting too much time. It's not working particularly well. And all I'm really trying to do is just solve the puzzle. And I remember this one in particular was more difficult than you would think. Yeah, that was basically, I think, how you have to do it. But there is more of a trick to it. Like, I'm not even really addressing how this really would go. That's not helping me at all to know that that is white. Two, 4, 6. I swear. It is something like this. Although obviously not quite that. Interesting. It's gotta connect somewhere. This was a fairly difficult puzzle to begin the first time I solved it. I'm not even sure this may have been one of the few ones I actually solved off screen. Actually, it may be the only one. And I have just at a point here, though, where I don't know what to do to get the main solution, which is, if the game had just saved the solution, it would have been so nice. Because we would have just come up to the screen, and with that, we would have been handed a solution. Well, I imagine the hints here are actually telling me something towards the original solution. I would think it would be kind of crazy for it to be telling me the solution towards the mystery. It is just something like this, I think. No, that's gotta be that, though. There's definitely a lot of room down here if you wanted to try something like that. It's just not getting anywhere close. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but my thought was that it went up here, hooked around, connected to this, and worked its way up to this spot. Then it also hooked around this way. course, this is just a pretty obvious difference between having a fuzzy memory of what it was like versus actually knowing what it was like. Yeah, I think it was a lot of that. Guess if I did this, you can kind of start here, and that would solve everything. The only issue is this shape here, which would if we changed it so it was that shape. That won't be big enough. So how do we pinch in the sides without making a T shape? Because that's kind of it. Okay, so if we were going to move that 2, 4, 6, that would imply we were going to get rid of that. Okay. We're gonna do that. Is there a logical reason to do this? Or am I just making a mess? 2, 4, 6. Be here. I guess the question is, how can we make this equal 5 if it's going to... Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do think it kind of is going to work that way. Hmm. Hmm. I just don't get it. And usually you can just fiddle with these puzzles well enough that you would be able to figure it out, but no, it's not working today. That would get me... Get me closer. I think we've got everything settled now except for this. Which, this is the general kind of shape I thought it was, but I feel like I might be fairly off. There we go. So we solved it. Now the thing is, how do we add one to each area? And we are hoping that this is exactly the right one. Otherwise, that was a huge waste of time. Let's see, which one was it? Submerged in an ocean of space, this place has a different gravity. A gentle wind cushions your fall as you step into ancient stone ceiling. Within the puzzle, add one to each area. Yeah, fingers are just crossed that this is the right place. Definitely feels like it might be the right place. Okay. So to add one to this area, wait a minute. I don't think this is the right space. I don't think it is. Because if it was the right space, am I going to have to do it all over again from scratch? Alright, let's cheat here. I'm gonna look at the walkthrough on my second screen and see what the hints are for this. There's no actual gravity alternating mechanics in the game. You're looking for a location that looks like it defies gravity, existing in a reflection, like walking on the ceiling. Your goal is in reflections of the sky, shady wildwood. That was the 4 hints that somebody wrote. In the reflections of the sky, you have to go under the island that's below where you start. On the other side, there's a structure you can stand on its ceiling and solve the upside down logic cube as if each area had 1 more in its area number. And then there's a picture to the location. Let's click on that and make sure I'm at the right place. No, I am not. And so that is totally worth checking, because that would have been a waste of time. And noticeably, there's, in the other mysteries, when I solved the logic cube, you could continue to edit the logic cube. Which means also that there is a possibility of going to every single puzzle. And see, this highlights how useless the pictures are. They're just not big enough, and there's too many different locations that reuse the same visual assets over and over again. This is going to be a much easier puzzle then. Yeah. So if you had known these secrets before, I suppose you could have cheated and marked in your mind where all the puzzles that change are laid out. Let's see. This won't take too long to solve. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. Well, boy, does this feel like this should be easier than it is. So you've got these 3, which that makes 4 with reflection. Which would mean these would have to be black. Which would mean that couldn't connect, which there's no way that can't connect. Which, yeah, I am confused. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there another pattern here I could do to get to 9? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Guess that gets us down to that spot. But then if we're going to block off things like that, then we would have to match. Okay. Weird, the game is just acting differently now. I could have sworn that the last one of these I did, and there's no other logic grids, and I am looking at a picture pointing to where it is. Let's just make sure. Yeah, I am totally in the right spot. This is totally the right puzzle. But space to continue doesn't let you do anything, and then Z to undo doesn't let you do anything, so you'd have to hit R to restart. Okay. Alright. So that's 2, 4, 6 there. That's 3, 6, 7, 8 there. That is 4 there. And then this is 4, 8, 12 here. We need to get it to 10. So to get from 12 to 10, we need to lose just that and that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, but they're touching here. This can't be touching. Alright, because that totally is not 10 at that point. Okay. But then that's 5. If we were going to do that. So that means this 5 has to work some other way. Two, 4, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then we just gotta get this to be smaller, to be 4. Okay. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would work there. Then just get this somehow to be 6. 2, 4, 6 works there. 4 works there. 4, 8, 9, 10 works there. So then we just need to eliminate some of the white ones. 2 plus that is 5. 6, 7, 8. And see, my hints aren't going to help me any at all here. We got to figure this out ourselves. Actually, this can't pop out on this side, can it? Because it has to reflect. Could do this. 3, 6, 9, that, and that. Okay. Then what's the next step? There we go. That. So we solved that. Unfortunately, I never did find the extra couple puzzles in this area, which is still asking me to look for them. I just have no clue where they would be. Anything that would be hidden almost feels like it would have to be mid-height. Because there aren't actually any hidden rings in this area. Come to think of it, so it is only pillars of insight, which we're not going to find any extras of those. Logic grids. We know that we've already found all 5 of the hidden pentacles. So yeah, you get into these weird situations where there's just kind of nothing, very little chance you're gonna find the new thing. I don't think it is flying off a ledge. That is the requirement. So this island here has this arch here, and then this puzzle and this puzzle. So where is the upside down version of this island? Is it not this island? Yeah. And so this island is the upside down version of that island. We can see that one puzzle and this angled arch. We had already found everything here. And inside the place, I just have a ton of like logic grids. I have suspect that maybe I did miss some logic grid in here somehow. If I did, then it's extremely well hidden. And then the bottom side of this island is way on the other side. Well, this island actually did only have like one thing on it. It does seem oddly like a small amount. We solved the puzzle on that island. I really would like to get 100% of all the enclaves here, but I am also just wasting a ton of time. See, that's where the puzzle should be. And yet, puzzle is not there. Puzzle is instead here. With nothing else going on. Now the only thing I could think is that somewhere around the edge of this place is an invisible thing, or somewhere in the trees here. Maybe if we just do a figure 8 around these trees, we can at least confirm or dismiss the idea that there might be an invisible arch halfway up. These trees do feel like they oddly are not being used well enough for as tall as they are. Somewhere, perhaps in the roots of this tree. Maybe there's a logic grid. I don't think what would happen is that you get all the way to the top and that you go down the center of the trunk of the tree. That's a little too much. There is weirdly kind of nothing here, with the exception of that puzzle in the tree trunk. Okay. We're here. Let's fall down. And just go down the entire face. probably is something where you're just gonna have to go around each edge. That's, I guess, one thing I haven't done. Just investigated every little corner. So 4 potential times. We just have to go in every little corner. What we're looking for here would be hidden arches. Because obviously if it were a logic grid, we would have seen it by now. At least that would be the assumption. I just don't know where the other content would be. Just squeeze in tight around all the curves. As we fly slowly down. How can this be so hard to find the last 2 things, though? Trying really hard here. This is where a radar is totally needed. It would make all the sense in the world to have a radar that would point you towards puzzles when you got 90% of the way through, when you finish the main game. There's just a lot of opportunities there. I suppose I should look in the ground. It might be that just hidden in the rocks is a logic grid puzzle. Amongst the bushes. Somewhere where you could easily overlook it. There's a tree. Yes, there's trees everywhere. Any possibility. One puzzle, one arch, one puzzle, one arch. Arch, arch, puzzle, puzzle, pillar of insight, puzzle, logic grid puzzles. No, I haven't spent a ton of time in this section. So I suppose it might be something like here. If I hit that one, yes I have. Possible any of these trees are hiding a secret. Was there possibly another island section? Like this shoots us back. You have a couple arches that do imply you just fly in that direction. And I guess the storyline implication here is that these islands weren't always islands. And that they at one time may have been more. Although, even if that is the story, that all these islands were once connected in a single connected world, which would have definitely made the game worse if it was designed that way, you need a cinematic. This game is noticeably missing even your kind of basic intro video or outro video. Just kind of establish the world. Man, have I been everywhere. So I've had to give up on this attempt multiple times for a lack of making progress. I find that irritating. But I don't think there's anything else we can do. So let's move on. What I would like to do is fast travel to this location. Can we see the all-seeing monolith? Yes. Are we supposed to connect it to that? No. We have 4 mysteries. We needed 3 to unlock this enclave. And we will do that next time. But what I want to do first is see if we can go back to where we first started. If we can Find another mystery there. This is where it all began with this Egyptian imagery. Okay. So, this is uniquely the only place also where you have these like 5 orbs that will reveal insights to start with. And we had a let's see. First one, in our most distant memories we passed 5 wise orbs and were greeted by sentinels who sit beside the tallest tree on the island. The logic grid sleeps behind them, solve it, but with the rules applying to the light instead of dark. Okay. So here's your 5 wise orbs. Here's your sentinels, if you want to call those sentinels. There is the tallest tree on the island. Behind the tallest tree on the island is supposed to be a logic grid. You see one logic grid here. Now remember, when we were first here, we wouldn't have had double jump or tall jump, so this was just about the only time I actually struggled anywhere, was jumping up here to get to that. And I guess this Island of Discovery is somewhat trying to sample each of the different areas you would end up investigating. Your Egyptian, your Asian, your Indian. Although technically Indians are Asians, but Indian style architecture. And then this would, I guess, have been the final area, which is still kind of Indian, but more crumbly. Okay. Connect all the light cells, it says then, and don't make a 2x2 white. Okay. Okay. How can we connect all the light cells? And not make a 2x2 here. I mean, we pretty much got it. It's just figuring out what to do. Okay. So another mystery solved. Seek a place where a skydrop encircles the light and ascendance is guarded by an ancient birds. There, amid the misty gold, seek the lone logic grid. Treat areas as viewpoints and keep dark tiles from sharing a side. Okay. So, Son of the Sun. I will fully admit I have no idea what they're talking about there, so we're just going to use the hints. First hint says sky drops are randomly generated on the mainland, so you won't find a solution there. Because the sky drop encircles the light and ascends. Ascendance is guarded by ancient birds. I kind of have a thought of where that might be. I would be surprised if you haven't solved the sky drop during regular gameplay. This is the second hint. Each area has a certain types of animals associated. Which area has birds associated with it? Good question. I have no idea. I haven't seen anything that I would call a bird. Have a look at the Empyrean journey. It's very obvious when you see it. Okay. For that, we will find the Empyrean journey. Which isn't in this area. Here. Okay. Am I facing the right way? Yes, I am. Would it have been better to fast travel? Probably. So I'm fully willing to admit that anything, any mystery in this first area, I probably would have never thought of, because while I may have gained some familiarity with the 4 other areas, I have spent very little time in this area recently, and even at that I would have forgotten it all. The land masses is too big. Okay, there are some birds. Yeah, totally didn't remember that. So what was the rest of it now? Sky drop encircles the light, and ascendance is guarded by ancient birds. There, amid the misty gold, seek the lone logic gate. Logic grid treat the areas as viewpoints. Okay, let's find the lone logic grid. What do they mean by lone logic grid? There's a whole bunch of them. Amid the misty gold, seek the lone logic gate. What is misty gold? Dude, we've done all the puzzles. Is that supposed to be misty gold? There are puzzles all around the rings. I don't get it. This seems like every little part of this is cryptic and just leaves this possibility of picking the wrong one to try and solve. Okay, that does encircle the rings in the sun. So I'm gonna think it's this, but before I solve it, let me just make sure by clicking on the picture and loading it. Be helpful if the pictures were a bit more zoomed in. Yeah, I am at the right place, however. So what was the clue? Clearly my mind's not working very well. Treat areas as viewpoints and keep dark tiles from sharing a side. Okay. I think I can do that. Dark tiles can't share a side. So that would mean some basic things to start with. And then if this is a viewpoint that sees 3, it has to be that way. And then it has to be at least that way. And then yeah, it would have to be that way. Locking in that much. So did this have to be white? Yes, it does, because this is black. Okay. So that is 4, 5, 6, 7, which is too many. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I misunderstanding what viewpoints are, though? No, because it couldn't be the opposite colors. 5, 6, 7. Oh, you know what it is? Might as well just restart because I messed up. First thing I did was wrong. I made some assumptions here that don't have to be true if we're treating them like viewpoints. Okay. Well, there does need to be a separation somewhere here. And needs to be a separation somewhere here. Let's say we did that. Then we would have to do at least that. Hmm. 4, 5, 6, 7 that way. Because this is locked this way, this has to be black. Okay, same also is here. This can't be white. So that's got to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this guy is looking at too many. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be right as far as that goes. This guy's looking at way too many. However, so I think maybe do something like that. And then that's 5, 6, 7 that way. Do that. Now this is hitting 3. So we could do that. Okay. Next one. Stand on a bridge that connects the curved promenades. Face the one parent and its 4 children. Each have 8 legs. Solve the logic grid. So yeah, knowledge is power. I have no idea what this is. So, but my assumption is if these are in kind of chronological order as far as where you would have encountered these places, we're probably still in the main first area. The first hint says a promenade is a large structure intended for walking on, not necessarily on a coast. The map has a lot of bridges, but only a few curved structures. The target is in lucent waters. Okay. Let's see if that gets us close enough. Target is in lucent waters. Curved promenades. Guess might be right there in the middle. What was the rest of the hint? Stand on the bridge that connects 2 curved promenades. Face the one parent and its 4 children. Have 8 legs. Okay. I do think probably am smart enough to get at least closer. So let's take the journey and investigate it. I probably will never finish these luminous quests. Alright. There's a bridge here that is out. But then over here is something I think you would describe as a bridge also. But yeah. Face the one with its 4 children, each with 8 legs each. I have no idea what they're getting at that point. How big that stretched out section is. So yeah, my thought would be that the puzzle is there. I My second thought could be that it's anywhere over in these areas. It's also possible it is in a much lower spot. Heck, it could even be over there. It's interesting that the hint said these sky drops are randomly generated. I don't think they quite are actually randomly generated, but definitely think that is the best way to describe them as being. Yep. Parent and children's are buildings. Solution here is you want to go to the upper floor trial north of Lucent Waters fast travel point. Stand on that bridge and face away from the fast travel point. On your left is a staircase going down from the bridge. There should be a logic grid with 3 orbs. Solve it so that the dark cells connect. No dark cells exist. Let's just click on the picture because I am obviously in the completely wrong place. Yep. My guess was totally wrong. The place I was supposed to be is way over here. Now I guess the question should be asked, do I feel bad about cheating through all these mysteries? I would say absolutely not. These are cryptic clues. Somebody's going to get them, but not everybody's going to get them. No significant number of people is even going to get them. So, yeah. I'm just going to read off the solution here. Solve it so all dark cells connect. No dark 2x2s exist. And every light area has a single symbol in it. Additionally, swap the letters for numbers so that A equals 8. I'm very tempted here to just look at the solution. B equals 1, D equals 2. Let's start with that. Okay. Now, then, all dark cells must connect. Okay. C equals 4. This is really complicated. Every light area has a single symbol in it. Okay, well let's start with that then. We can at least do that too. A equals 8. I mean, you're basically putting in a completely different solution. You're not even really modifying a solution. if A equals 8, there's still plenty of room here. Yeah, and we're already cheating, and once you open the door to cheating, you might as well just cheat the whole way. So I'm just going to click on the solution of the grid. Like, it's just not worth thinking about. Apparently, since A equals 8, you were going to bring that all the way this way. And then that all the way that way. And that all the way that way. And this all the way that way. This was going to go straight down this way. This was going to go this way. And could I have solved this? Sure, given enough time, I suspect I could have. It just wouldn't have been pretty. I'd rather just move on to what feels like more reasonable mysteries. Alright, so next mystery. This one, choose company. A logic grid lies behind a large golden bell, completed as if 2 or 3. Should be really easy, except for the fact that I have no idea where a large golden bell is. So let's look at the hints there. The bell holds a matchbox inside of it at all times. So was it in that matchbox? Oh, yeah, now I do think, come to think of it, I do know where a large golden bell is. It was that really annoying area that it was like the first area where I didn't get all of the puzzles done. I think it's Eye of the Needle. Here. I think I'm going, I guess I am going the right direction. Hey, there's a matchbox down there. Again, I do not remember entering Eye of the Needle from this direction. No, this isn't the one. I don't think. This is the other annoying one where there was a puzzle here and I could never find the correct angle. I kept thinking it was right through this area. I had to find the exact angle. This was actually, I think, the second place where I failed. Could not find the correct angle. And really, I think I still can't find the correct angle because, yeah, that was just a tough one. Well, good news is that took us where we wanted to go. Bad news is, I think this is where we're going, so let's just fly there. Yeah. So did I actually 100%? This is not where we're going. Did I actually 100% this enclave at some point? I swear I didn't. Dyads in the mist, yeah. This was the first annoying one where I couldn't 100% it. Which it certainly is a statement that I went from feeling pretty good about my abilities to find things to just feeling pretty rotten. Alright. So here's the golden bell. Here's a matchbox hidden in it. Here is more than likely the puzzle we are supposed to do. Completed as if 2 or 3. Okay. All dark regions have 3. Okay. And then connect all light cells. Okay. Gotta connect all light cells. Should think means that. And then must mean that. How can we get a 3? If all dark regions must equal 3. Gotta do that. Okay. So on that one, that's kind of a great example of how I would have just needed a little bit more help. Just a little bit of more of a hint. And yes, there are 6 remaining matchboxes on this island. So even if I could find the other elements, like there's just several places, several enclaves where physically finding things is too difficult. That's where that radar thought would be very, very helpful. It's not even worth trying to find even one. there also are hidden rings, so there is a decent chance that there's several hidden rings also in the area, on top of just matchboxes. What is the next one? Ancient viewpoint. We did see this. Remember the rules of this puzzle above and then travel far away to a memory of a different sort, resting atop a precipice where a stone face smiles upon you. The pink waters descend halfway down the waterfall and solve the logic grid with 3 orbs. These are rules you remember. Yeah. And notice how a lot of time there are several times in these mysteries they're talking about memories, and there's some parts in the lore where it talks about the buildings being memories. It really comes off like they are very subtly hinting, and maybe this is a case of translation error too, but it comes off like they're very subtly hinting that this is a simulation, which I kind of believe. But when are we going to get that revelation that this is a simulation? It's far too late in the game. If we got it in the second to last enclave, most players wouldn't see that. If we got it in the last Volta Vitric enclave, most players wouldn't see that. If you're having trouble finding the logic gate box in the image, glide down from the building in the background toward Verdant Glen. The pink part of the water doesn't need to be wet. When they say travel far away, they mean it. Certain portion of the map is dominated by waterfalls. You seek your answers there. Clues about the stone face is significantly less useful than you might give it credit for. Nobody said the mainland is the only place with waterfalls. Look around the enclaves of Serene Deluge is the last hint there, and I just breezed through all of that because that's a lot. Where's Serene Deluge? Yeah, so it is one of the enclaves. Vaulted Heights. Okay. So it's in Vaulted Heights. We already know Vaulted Heights quite a bit because of how many times I've been there. So let's see if we can just teleport ourselves. This will be an extremely long teleport. Oh, I did want to mention, by the way, that this game weirdly has 2 different loading icons. It has a little bar loading at the lower right when it loads in, and then that will change into a spinning logo that looks very similar but is definitely laid out differently. Okay. So this is the puzzle that the picture is pointing to me. I have no possible way of possibly figuring that out, that this was the right location. Here you have a waterfall. Are the waters really pink? Maybe they hue with pink. There are some pink flowers, and yeah, you can definitely see pink flowers in the water. Would I ever have thought of that? No. It would have had to have been a bright glowing pink before it would have even registered in my mind. Now, let's see if I can possibly solve this without cheating. I'm gonna need all the rules, so no. The answer to that is no. You would have had to, I would have had to memorize everything, and memorization is certainly not something that's going to work for me at the moment, as my mind has turned to mush. So not even knowing what the rules are, because you have to collect the rules from the other people, from the other location, the solution here is to draw a 4 there. So it makes it seem like the viewpoints are right. A 2 here. All the blacks are connected. So I assume that would also have been part of the rule. Everything is isolated. So I assume that too would have been part of the rule. Again, that is really just an example, though, of putting in a completely different puzzle, not doing a slight variation on what was there before. And coming to this location has not done anything to increase my odds, I think, of finding the one remaining ring. Yeah. I don't see anything here that would imply to me that that would have helped me find that. So moving on. Where lands collide, a great stone gate tilts amid the rubble. Light shines through the fallen gate, illuminating narrow paths that climb upwards. Solve the smallest of the 3 siblings, adding 2 to each number. Right. In that, I suspect they are talking about the gate that is over here. Of course, you could call that aqueduct over there a gate too, and there is also plenty of possibilities as far as other gates existing. But this is definitely a gate that's crumbling. Then from that, you have another gate, and we're talking about a 3. My suspicion is that it would be this logic gate, this logic grid here. Would be my guess. Is there any possibility? And that sure is noisy for as difficult as it seems to be to find. There's another logic grid way over here. Yeah, there's not really another logic grid. There's that noisy cube. Okay, so let me double check and see if that is correct. The hints for the smallest of the three. There are 5 lands on the world colliding with each other. Light in the world comes from a particular angle that has to be the same as the gate the light shines through. Path upwards is not that steep, in fact it goes down at first. Try to search the Bordent of Verdant Glen. 3 siblings are 2 stars, 4 circles, and 1 circle. Target is the smallest logic box on top of the roof above the symbolic duality trial in Verdant Glen. Solve it while adding 2 to every area number. Okay. So where is this picture? Okay, so I was not in the right place, but I wasn't too far. This was the right gate. They just want me to go here. Oh, who cares about the dumb, noisy blocks? Okay. So they want me to do this puzzle. Solve the smallest, adding 2 to each number. Okay. I think we can do that. 1, 2, 3. That would be 5. Seven. 9. I need 11 here. I have 8. 9, 10, 11. So almost certainly that has to connect. So this adds 2, this adds 2, this adds 2. This has added 2. As far as 5, we've gotten 2. So then that tells me there was just slightly too many there. And sure, it is going to be very much a personal decision whether you want to cheat in a game or not, but I personally think, particularly as a YouTube content creator, it is just way better to swallow your pride, wow, 2 of them right next to each other, and cheat a little so you can actually show off all of the content in the game, and be honest and admit to cheating that is a major factor too. Otherwise, I would have just rage quit the game. Really. So, in the misty depths, a secret dwells above. Solve it, but with the forbidden pattern inverted to the opposite color. This is one I thought I knew, but I bet I'm gonna look at it and it's gonna be in a completely different place. The grass color might help you figure out the area. The pit is visible on the map. Look around Verdant Glen. The solution there is go to the hole in the world that's south of one-way elevator. Trial Verdant Glen. You should find the logic box easily now. Just solve it so that the T-shape never appears in dark cells. I'm just going to immediately click the location. Wow. This is pointing to a completely different place than I thought. Yeah, I don't even know how you get this picture from what this is showing me. But I suppose I can figure out where we are. One-way elevator, south. So kind of in that area. And remember, we still can't do I still suck at the speed challenges on the combos, so I'd never actually be able to do all the cubes. Okay. So it is a really tiny area where this hole is. Nowhere close to where I was looking. Even if you had found that spot, you would have had to gotten pretty close to it. Yeah, I've never just even been in this area. Danger here is doing the wrong puzzle. I assume it's this one. So that inherently means that this is a puzzle that is permanent. Okay. Still need to connect all the dark cells. So what I'm gonna try and do is solve this the right way and then see if you don't have to solve it the wrong way. I mean, I'm gonna solve it the secret way. And frankly, I should probably just cheat. But let's give it an actual try here. Area numbers must equal the region. That inherently means I think that has to go at least in that direction. Yeah. 12 gets hit that way. 9, 10. Yeah, I thought I was making good progress there, but I think that's gonna mess me up. Wait a minute, there's just no way to solve this that way and connect all the dark cells. I guess maybe there is. Maybe. Cross some way. Given it a lot of effort here so far. I say as I can consider cheating. Maybe there's something wrong with this pattern. Maybe that. If we did something like that, I guess. Maybe that would work. 5, 6, 7. Then I would have to pull back, connect somewhere here. Yeah. Kind of really close here. I think. I feel. The split is wrong, though. Yeah, and this will be the last puzzle we do for today, so I'd like to actually succeed on this without cheating. But I do, or practically suspect, it is going to be back to cheating town. I think we're rather close. Would there be perhaps a path here to connect all 8 of these together? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. No, I don't see any way you could do that. I think you separate those out, and then you've got way too many here that need to be included. But it's like way too many. You just like need one, and then that. But to get that, you need something closer to that. But then we need the 12. Like every little spot here needs to be reconsidered. See how you pull that one off. If you're supposed to use these here, yeah, it basically has to start here and has to end here. and then it has to start here and end here. I don't see the way that's going to be done, so I'm just going to load the solution at this point. I tried. I gave it my best effort. So apparently it is this. Okay. So I wasn't incredibly far off, but I was pretty far off. Yeah. So yeah, the solution was simply to snake around in this way and then change these back. So that should leave me with about half of the mysteries to do in the next episode. Then we've got 2 enclaves that will be fully unlocked, and we can see that this puzzle as a permanent one is not gold. So we've also learned something helpful in that we're going to connect all dark cells. And we're going to do an 8. And if we're going to do an 8, the patterns. Basically have to snake, I think, all around. Yeah, I just wanted to see what the legitimate solutions here would be. Man, it's not going to be easy, is it? Yeah. I kind of question if there's just not actually a way to do it with two touching each other. Just have to, I guess, keep going until you have the full amount. Try that. Guess and then you're gonna have to pour out just like all of the 12s. One way or another. Just kind of sneak it all around. That's not too bad. Hit that. Maybe. No, that would block off that section. Could hit that. And this section is blocked off. Can't do that. Not sure what the next step is. Let's just use hints. That buys us some space. So if we needed space, then that probably goes that way. Still doesn't really fix that issue. That buys us space. Still not really fixing enough. I have no idea what that changes. Changes that, I guess. But why? Why do we need more space over this way? Apparently because these two don't connect. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I have no idea what this is supposed to be doing. Why are we making even more room for the 12s? Two, 4, 6, 7, 8. Guess we are making more room, but we're doing it using forbidden patterns. Seriously. What in the world is going on here? Doesn't make any sense at all. Why are we seemingly taking space away from people who need it? Two, 4, 6, 8. Two, 4, 6, 8. I just... Yeah, there's just no way. I wish I had the solution to this puzzle. Yeah, you can't really go backwards here. Not that much. And why is it isolating this whole end? Six, 7, 8. Okay. One assumes that there is only one solution. If there was more than one solution. Oh man, this is driving me crazy. It's absolutely up the wall. We're kind of just ignoring the 9 at the moment. 2, 4. I guess 3 of these might connect, with 1 being separate. 2, 4, 6. Two, 4, 6. Okay. Push things back that way. Yeah, this solution is completely different than the other one. So it's not like it's just a reflection or anything like that. What if we were to do something more like that? Not too far off. I feel like we're not too far off. So this has to be white, then this has to be here, this has to be black, this has got to go some other way. Perhaps you do something like that. Then if you were going to do that, you'd have to do something like that. It feels believable, at least. Four, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But there's no way you're going to squeeze the 9 past here and connect into this. So almost certainly these all connect to the 12. And almost all of them are needed. Okay, that is black. Can we get it to work out a little bit better? I don't see a way we could. Okay, well if that puts a hole there, then it's probably that. I'm still just like really far away from this being right. Like I'm not even seeing beginnings of a solution there. Yeah, that. Okay. Let's say that was that. How do we then move these to connect? because we'd have to go 2 here, and that's not going to work, or 1 here, which that's not going to work. Yeah. I think that is probably closer to the truth. Yeah, probably is something closer to this. Then just move your 5s down. Still doesn't feel like that's gonna really work. I think this is also a great example of just how you can get stuck in these puzzles forever. Yeah. You could just go on forever and the struggle will be real. Still not getting anywhere as far as these 9s, which probably means these 12s are just wrong. Let's see. If we did something along that lines. Is there a better way to lock in this 1? What did I really see? Getting closer towards the real solution, I think, but still just miles away from it. Suppose maybe something like that. Kind of could curve around to that spot. as dark. Maybe. Maybe we do something closer to that. Yeah, there's just a high chance I'm messing up with a lot of these. Just no way you can do that, though. You could snake it, I guess, that far. But then if you did snake it that far, just no way. These three have to be the way they are. Then this could be white and that can be white. Then we are just really, really far away from getting 9. We have 5 there and we're running smack dab into this. What if we were to do something like that and then go in this direction? Then if you make a square, if you make a full square, you're gonna block off everything. So we can't do square. I have to go down and do something like that. Then that also smacks into this. I'm making far too many changes. Far too many changes. And this has taken like an extra 30 minutes. I have to apologize for this. This was stupid on my part to even be ambitious. This certainly shows just a great example of where puzzle games can suck you in and they can waste your time. And I think we definitely have crossed deep into the realm of time wasting here. A big problem with this is I've beaten the game, or at least gotten to the halfway point. I've gotten further than I think most players would have gotten, even puzzle fans. And I kind of deserve a little bit of a reward in that case, in the sense that I should have infinite hints. Maybe I'll get less points for using hints, but you shouldn't just punish the player and make them sit here for what is probably about 30 seconds to a minute for every foresight hint. Sure, I could run around and try and solve other puzzles, but that's not what people really would want to do. And certainly there is not a lot of joy to be found in solving other puzzles when you're frustrated and want to see the ending of this puzzle. I'm just all over the place. So I think the best thing for me to do is I'm gonna just pause this recording and let the foresights charge until I get all the foresights and get the solution. And then I will unpause the recording, and then that'll be the end of this episode. Because, yeah, this is literally just going to go in circles for an extremely long amount of time. So yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. So it took probably another 30 minutes of me walking away from the computer and coming back to just get enough foresight hints to get the right solution to this puzzle. And yeah, this is already a long episode, so I don't want to make it go longer, but that was the solution. I guess I can show it again just in case you missed it. But yeah, that certainly highlights just where this game would boil down to pretty quickly if you were trying to do all 100% of the puzzles, which, you know, there is a small possibility. I don't really believe it, but there would be a small percentage possibility here that there is actually not 274 matchbox puzzles in the game, as much as there's just a hard limit of 274 matchbox puzzles that can be solved, and then they reuse some matchbox puzzles multiple times, because inherently, if only a certain amount of them are shown in a 15-hour, 24-hour period, you could repeat certainly and rerun puzzles without people really recognizing that in the long run. But yeah, the highest we probably have gotten on any of the levels of mastery is significantly smaller than the highest number that they potentially are asking you to do, or offering for you to do. It is real craziness. Yep. And yeah, I'm still a little irked here in that there is a trial I have still yet to find Is it this trial for a Shady Wild one? Nope, that one's done. This is it. Scurry Hurry. That would be the trial I haven't done on top of this trial, which I'll never do. Anyways, I'm dragging this out. The next thing to do is clearly continue with the mysteries and then look at the archipelago of curiosity. We have solved enough mysteries by cheating mostly to unlock the first bit of the Vault of Vitric also, and one assumes that there are puzzles in there, and then we only need to get to 15 and we've already done 11 as far as all this. We'll just solve them all and show that off next episode. We'll probably get very little as far as sparks. We probably won't level up. We'll probably never see any of this happen as far as mastery going up. We have, I think, all the insights at this point. Yep. We're missing lore fragments. Specifically, it does seem to me like most of the lore fragments are in the later parts, but they also feel like they're just kind of scattered around. And we are really short on Echoes of Time, so I have no idea what really would unlock Echoes of Time other than just solving puzzles like crazy. So really, mysteries should be here and Echoes of Time should be here, because it seems like it's pretty obvious you're going to only get all the Echoes of Time if you played what would have to be an insane amount of Islands of Insight, and I think I've already played an insane amount of Islands of Insight. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.